All right, guys, what's up? Happy Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 in the evening here in Costa Rica. I am ready to rock and roll. Just got back from the beach, had a wonderful surfing session during the sunset. The waves were a little bit small today, but bad surf is better than no surf. What else? Took a little bit of a draw on my Tradeify accounts today. So I've been trying to build those back from the draw I took about 2 weeks ago. And I've been kind of inching my way forward. And then today took another draw. Look, I run different strategies on different accounts based on, what's the consistency rule? Where am I on that account? How many payouts I've already gotten? How aggressive do I want to be? All these things shape the decisions that I make for my you know, approach to the trading on that account, on that prop firm, given those circumstances. So, with Tradeify, if I can build these back, I'd be super happy about that. But if I can't, I've had these since October. I've already taken two payouts on them. Been awesome. Tradeify is fantastic. If I blow these, I'll just get more Tradeify accounts and then keep going. So that's kind of the way I go about it. It's a probabilities game. You're not going to get them all. Um, with Tradeify, they've been a great prop firm. They pay out very fast. Great experience with them. So I absolutely recommend them, even though I'm not an affiliate because I don't want to have a conflict of interest here, like a lot of these other people you see out there on social media. I just stand by my indicators and do what I do and make money trading. Probably could make a lot more doing, affiliate stuff with prop firms, but that just doesn't sit right with me. That's right why I don't do it. But I like Tradeify a lot. So far, nothing but great experiences with them. TopStep had a good day with TopStep. I got four XFAs, still working on about 24 grand in collective profit on those 450K XFAs. And I went down early in the day. I'm not trading much right now because I'm just busy building the course and setting up the company, handling the infrastructure. A lot goes into it, guys. And I'm just not like a infrastructure building kind of guy. It's not what I love doing. What I love doing is trading. But I was working on the course and all that stuff, and I saw a trade set up, took it on my four XFAs, went down 220 bucks. The good thing about that trade, I'll show you guys here. Let me show you because it was pretty interesting. All right, so this is kind of a good lesson I want to share with you guys because this was right around, you can see the clock down here, the timetable. It was right around 10:15 a.m. Eastern. And this is my 10,000 volume chart on the Nasdaq. This is my 50,000. And you remember, for those of you who watch these end of day analysis videos, I did say I expected some support here at 20,400. Of course, it's never going to just hit it perfectly. Sometimes it does, but I expected a pretty good support zone down there. Ended up being correct, at the end of the day, but it was a very difficult trading day. If you were sitting there watching it during the day like I was, I'm sure some of you maybe had a tough day today. If you did, don't beat yourself up. This was a tough day, and the reason it was tough was because, for right here, for example, so my support level on the daily was coming across, right in here at like 20,400. So we broke it here, and then reclaimed it. Could have been off to the races here, but we weren't. So we broke it again. It's like, okay, we're gonna head down to up. Just kidding. We're heading back up. This is ISM, big move. So after this move, I thought, okay, this might be it now, man. We might really be going. It was like, nope, straight back down, and then back up through it again, and then I mean, so this was pretty tough as it chopped around out here. False breakouts to the downside and the upside, one after the other. You can see even over here, that just ended up ripping out. So this was a difficult trading day, in my opinion. And that happens from time to time. There's just not a whole lot you can do. I took the big draw on my Tradeifys because at this point in the day, I'll get back to my TopStep XFAs here quickly. But so this is where, as we started to rip here, I was like, okay, we're probably going to squeeze higher the rest of the day. I felt very confident in that. And I was trying a little bit of bad luck, but that happens sometimes. I was trying to get long first right here on my Tradeifys, right around 24.40. I literally had an order there, and I think it was like 37 was my order. And it just missed it and then pushed higher. That would have been all I needed for those Tradeify accounts. Didn't work. And so then as this started to squeeze higher here, I said, let me just try and set another order like right in here. And I just didn't think it would barrel through that much. I mean, you got to realize this went through that 25.15 to 24. This is a 65, 70 point just from here. From where I entered was 65, 70 points, but from here, 20, almost 20,600 down to, 450. It was a 150 point flush in about 2 minutes. That's very, very rare, unless there's news or something. But as far as I know, there was no news here, or maybe there was a bond auction I missed. Those usually come out at 1 p.m. Eastern. So it could have been a bond auction I missed. But I just wasn't expecting that kind of a flush. So I set my order here. I thought, I got my sound on if I get filled. I went to cook a little lunch. And with the copy trader on Tradeovate, you can't set bracket orders, but usually that's fine. You don't expect this kind of thing. So I heard order filled, and then 2 seconds later, just bang, I'm out. So wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. A little unfortunate, but guys, this is trading, and you can't let it get you down. And anybody who's out there telling you that everything is working all the time, and they're selling you a bunch of affiliate crap, different prop firms, and you got to be weary of these guys. If they're telling you that they have winning days every day and they're not getting hit on the chin, that's not trading. You're going to get hit on the chin. And yeah, today I got hit on the chin with the Tradeofies. But like I said, I'm okay with it because I accept the fact that happens. And, could I have handled this a little bit better? Yeah, for sure. If I was actually in front of my computer like I should have been, I would have waited for this bar to close. I would have got long right there, and that would have been a beautiful trade. But it is what it is. You can't cry over spilled milk. I take full responsibility. Trading is all about responsibility. My Tradeify accounts are still in play, so we'll see if I can build them back up. That'd be awesome. But things like this happen. But on my TopStep, let's get back to that. I'm going to show you the first trade because this was pretty sweet. I had good risk management here. So here, remember guys, we don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so when we had this big flush down at like 9:55, and then ISM at 10 just blasted higher, I thought, okay, when this was coming, I was like, I was working on the course, doing things, and then I was just like, please give me a pullback. So when we got that pullback right there, we were in some good support. My pink dot was holding. We were ripping up out of that exhaust, which usually means a lot of support in here. So I took a stab at my 4 XFAs. I bought right here. And it was pushing up a little bit. I was up a little bit at first. But as soon as it started to break down through this level, I just bailed on them. And that's why I lost $220 on one full E-mini Nasdaq contract per XFA. So 4 of them, 4 contracts. As soon as I could see it breaking, I just got out. So that was a good example of risk management I want to share with you guys. Because look, that could have been a big hit to my XFAs had I just hoped and prayed. I didn't. I saw it breaking. I got out. I was done. And then at that point, I thought, this is a messy day. I don't want to partake in this. I'm probably not going to trade anymore. But then when I saw this ripping higher here, and then that was when I decided to take a stab at my Tradeofies and had just a little bit of unfortunate luck there. And also just, it's better for me to trade when I can focus on trading, like in the live trading room, as opposed to multitasking, working on the course, cooking lunch, putting an order in. So it is what it is. So where did I make the money on TopStep back? I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it was in here. I could see it basing out here now. And that was when I was like, you know what, I'm going to take another shot at these TopSteps. So I just went long one contract. They were up, $450 each on that trade. So I recovered the 220 or whatever I was down on each of them. And then I finished the day up 220, 230 on each of them. So that was a good recovery. I'm happy about that. I only have one more day on one of those accounts and 2 more days on 3 of the accounts. And I'll trigger like a $12,000 payout here, hopefully on Friday. So that's sweet. And that's, guys, that's the way trading works, They all kind of just don't go your way all the time. And you got to do your best and take your wins and take your losses and just keep grinding forward. All right, let's quickly get into the end of day analysis. I'm really tired today, guys, but I'm going to do this for you. So we did suck up here nicely. That was as expected, even though it was a little bit more difficult to read intraday for sure. I think, now you've got a lot of support in here, 20,500-ish true average. We'll see how much selling pressure comes in. I mean, we did close below that yellow dot, so we could see a little bit of push down here. I would pick my level for the Nasdaq, right in here. You got that yellow dot too, but just that's a key support level right there. I think it's going to hold. We'll see. Coming in at let's get the exact number for you guys. 2470 to 2370, just right in there. I know it's 100 points, but guys, still, you just got to use the intraday charts, and you can get good reads on these things. Where we're gonna go, I don't know, but I would expect the daily is trying to round the bend here. We'll just quickly cover the ES and then the Dow. We'll take a quick look at bonds, gold, euro, Bitcoin, crude, maybe some natural gas, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, you guys? Because I got to get to some family stuff. I'm pretty spent here today. Um, yeah, so ES is looking a little different. I mean, that's kind of a pullback pattern for potentially a short. I don't like that we closed below that yellow dot right there. So mm, it's not super clear, guys. I mean, I would expect I would expect this to continue to be a tough trading week. So ES, I mean, yeah, could we squeeze higher? We could, but the higher time periods are still kind of leaking lower. We do have a lot of support here on the quarterly, which is true. Um, but see, this could be a situation like this where you pull back like that and get slammed down. My verdict is out on ES. Nasdaq looks a little clearer from the long side, but neither of them are like, hey, this is something I would bet on. So I think if you're treading water this week and you're just not losing a lot, and if you're even making money, that's great. It's just kind of a tough week on the indices, right? We got a bunch of different markets here. I think my gold call was pretty good from yesterday. I probably should have focused on gold. Um, but again, I didn't have all my intraday charts up for everything. So I was doing the course. I saw the Nasdaq. I'm like, oh, I'll take a trade now because I was watching my levels on the Nasdaq, and I thought I finally had some confirmation on some good levels. So it still wasn't like I went in willy nilly. I never do that, but I used to a lot. But when you get punched in the face enough, then you change your approach. You start going in prepared. But normally when we do the live trading room, for example, I'll have all my calls like yesterday was gold. This was my key level. Natural gas, my key level. Let me just wait. I look at all my screens. I got to get 3 more here in Costa Rica, and then I'll just wait. And when those levels are tested, I see if my intraday system is confirming them and take the trade. But now, since I've been multitasking with everything, I've just kind of been keeping an eye on the Nasdaq while I'm working on other stuff. And I don't know, it's probably not the best way to trade, but hey, it is what it is. And my goal was to at least get to the TopStep payout, which I'm looking like I'm going to get to for another 12 grand, which is better than getting poked in the eye with a sharp stick, right? So, all right, here's the Dow. Also not clear, guys. I'm just not really sure right here. I'm really not. Is this a pullback to push lower, or are we pulling back to squeeze higher? I can't answer that question right now. I know you got some support here. You're in a nice support level here on the monthly. I gotta say I'm unclear on the indices. Let's go to the bond space. Look at the 10-year. Well, interesting. The 10-year pretty much did exactly what we thought it was going to do. If you look at yesterday's analysis video, I said we're trending, we're trending, we're trending. Bang, we get a close inside the envelope. I expected resistance here and a push down here. That's exactly what happened. And then I thought stocks would benefit from that, and they did. It was just they were super choppy before they benefited. It wasn't one of those clean days. And sometimes you're just going to get those types of days where it's just harder to trade. I mean, that's kind of the way trading goes. But it looks like bonds now are being sold pretty heavily out of that 112 level. Sorry, these are the notes, but you know what I mean. 30-year and the ultra bond, same thing. So it looks like they're going to continue to be under pressure here, which could mean that stocks might push higher, right? So if bonds continue to leak lower, the fear trade is maybe over. Maybe some more money flows back into the indices. Maybe we are going to round that band. If I had to pick a side, I'd be looking for the squeeze in indices to push higher. If you put a gun to my head, that's what I'd be looking for, right? But it's not something I would, go betting the farm on. All right, let's go ahead and look at gold. All righty here. So looking at gold, yeah, I mean, there was some really good resistance up in here, as we called. It definitely capped price action for the day, but it didn't kind of knock it down the way I would have expected, to be honest. I still think there's a lot of resistance up here on gold for sure. So I'd probably continue to be in favor of shorting gold into this resistance level as long as it continues to hold. So that's what I'd be looking for. Maybe a move back down, something like that. That's my best bet on gold. Let's look at because crude, I'll show you something similar. So keep an eye on this. Remember, this is called scenario analysis. where you see you're trending down, boom, reversal, and now you're pushing higher, and you get this little sneaky bar that looks like it wants to keep pushing, and then it just goes bang to the downside. Now watch this on crude when this loads. I'll show you a similar situation from the other day where I thought crude would continue to squeeze and it just got shellacked. I think gold could maybe be repeating that pattern. That's why, guys, once you have the course, you're getting the full detailed end of day analysis that I'm going to upload to the members section. I'm always going to do some analysis for you guys here on YouTube for free, right? So right now I'm doing a lot, but once I get the course going and I do the full detailed end of day analysis on every single market, upload to that members area, because the reason it has to be in the members area because I'm going to be teaching my trading plans and proprietary concepts. I'm going to go over the yearly, the quarterly. I'm going to go over all this stuff, and I'm teaching while I'm forecasting and giving you my analysis. So that's why it's going to be for people taking the course, and it's going to be super cheap, guys. So don't like panic about that. People are very scarred by all the gurus who've charged like $5,000 for a course. I'm not doing that, nowhere close. So don't even worry about that, right? But when I upload those videos, you're going to get a ton of analysis in the members area on me teaching while I'm calling it out. Whereas here on YouTube, I'm not really teaching because this is not the place for that. I'm just kind of giving you the nuts and bolts. Hey, I see this level. I see this level. So I'll always give it to you guys for, a few markets each day out here on YouTube so you can benefit. And then if you want like the full thing, yeah, just, be a very small fee. You come in the members area, you get all these levels, all the analysis every day, and you'll probably do very well with it. And one of the things about scenario analysis is kind of like this here, where you can see this is crude oil as we're loading here, still loading. And here's the daily. You see, you push higher. This is a little different, but close lower. And it looked like you're pushing higher, and then it just got shellacked. But here's a better example here. So you see, this is called scenario analysis. So you see how you're heading down, you push higher. There's, let's call that, trend change bar number one. And then you get bar number two, which is like, oh, you think, okay, you should short here. No, it's just going to go one more bar number three, and then bang. So it's just looking like it's going. No, it's not. So gold looks kind of like it's setting up for something similar right now into that 29, 30 level, whatever that number was, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, so crude continue to be under a lot of pressure. I'm pretty sure that's what we called for. And now you're at a lot of support here. Looking at the yearly, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us head lower, but the quarterly's at quite a bit of support here. So monthly as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce off this level, especially if bonds continue to get sold. The fear trade is looking a little bit more under control. Crude could see a little relief rally here. We'll just have to see. You got support here. Based on what we're seeing over here and the overall picture, I probably wouldn't bet on this. But intraday, it'd be something that I would watch. I'd keep an eye on this 66 level because you got a lot of support there. And if intraday it told me, hey, look, there's some good support there. It looks like we could push higher. If you push from 66 even to 67.50, that's $1.50. It's a $1,500 move per contract on crude. So I'm not going to watch it, but for those of you who watch crude, go for it. Let's look at natural gas, and then we'll finish with the dollar and Bitcoin. All right, guys, natural gas is almost done loading. Look, I called resistance up here. I thought we could see a move back down. It wasn't a bad call. There was resistance here, but the fact that it's still being stubborn against these resistance levels, I'm looking for a lot of resistance up here somewhere, but we may need to go a little higher first before we see some of that resistance. So right now on natural gas, I'll give you a neutral call. I wouldn't trade it. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. All right, let's see what happened with the euro today. Euro futures here. Looks like we're at 106.08. Wow. No, 107.97. Jeez. The yearly chart hadn't loaded yet. That's a big, big move. Impressive. I had a lot of resistance right here now on the monthly, but I don't think I'd bet on that because the weekly is looking pretty strong. Daily's looking strong. I mean, if the euro's catching this bid, I mean, the money's not flowing into the dollar. That's not like people are not scared because money's not going to the dollar. They've stopped pouring money into bonds because bonds are rolling over now. That's more risk on. This is more risk on. So I think this supports the thesis that unless there's just a whole regime change happening, um, I would say that stocks want to continue squeezing higher based on this is just more evidence for that. Okay. Looks like the euro is going to continue to be pretty strong against the dollar here in the short term. Let's go ahead and finish it off with Bitcoin. We're going to look at grains and all that stuff and the meats, once I finish all this other stuff. I just, by the time it comes to this time of the day, guys, I don't have the energy to do the grains and the meats right now. But for the member section, we're going to do it all because it then influences what I'm going to be trading in the live trading room. And I need to be trading my top picks. And I never know. That could be corn one day. It could be, live cattle one day. It could be wheat. It could be the pound. You just don't know. But for now, since I'm not actively trading, I'm just not actively covering all these markets. So that's why this is kind of the condensed version. I hope you appreciate it. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section below. Check out the Discord. We got almost 100 people in there. Awesome people. Everybody's exchanging ideas. Real traders. There's really no bullshit in our Discord. If there is bullshit, you get thrown out pretty quickly. Thankfully, we've only had to throw out one person so far, which is nice. Not bad. Out of almost 100 people, throwing out one, I think it's pretty good. Pretty good quality, speaks for it. So yeah, check that out. You can see the link below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, guys. If you value the info, if you don't value the info, then you, I guess, probably shouldn't be watching the video. And I get it. This is not going to be for everybody. But it's a real edge. It works. My results speak for themselves. And it's nice if we try and help other traders who are being fooled by the gurus to at least come see something that works. Now, is it going to be easy to learn what I have? No, but it's going to at least give you an opportunity to be successful because it does work, and I do have a system, multiple systems, and I know how to teach them. Oh boy, if you have a system, why do you teach other people? Why don't you keep it to yourself? Because there's endless futures markets and endless liquidity, and anybody can make money, and you can apply the system on any time frame, and there's enough for everybody, guys. Just that's this scarcity mindset is not good for anybody. All right, Bitcoin is, I think we said this yesterday, we're in here, not really feeling it. It's kind of the same thing. I really don't know what's going on here with Bitcoin, but if the dollar's being sold, bonds are being sold, and if stocks continue to be bid, then yeah, I would look for Bitcoin to continue to push higher here, So probably a lot of support there at 86,000 for Bitcoin. That's what I'd be looking at. All right, guys, hope this helps. And yeah, I'll see you back in the next one tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I get these $12,000 payouts on TopStep Friday. Will be awesome. Good way to go into the weekend. Get a little bills money for the month of March. My birthday's in March, so a little birthday present. Not bad, All right, take care, you guys.